I'm Mary Zeppernick, and I've been a WILF member for almost 3 decades, beginning on staff as the membership coordinator. And so that's always been pretty close to my heart, and I'm glad to be speaking to members.
I got involved with WILF in 1989 when a friend and I were looking for a college course to take at night because we were bored and we wanted to do something different. The description started out by talking about the things you would expect: ageism, sexism, homophobia, etc. And then it said, and hunger and homelessness and some other things. And I thought, what? I don't get it. And that was our introduction to WILF. It was presented by the Cape Cod branch of WILFer. And it was an incredible experience, just an incredible experience. The women who taught it were amazing, powerful, articulate, passionate, inspiring women. When I went to the Roots of Violence course, I started to get an analysis that gave me a grounding for all of that desire to change the world.
There is a feminist reason for peace work, and even if you're not female, why you should do your peace activism through a women's organization. That it's really a gendered perspective on peace is the key thing that's missing when politicians talk about ending wars.
WILF is, their goals is the same. I have the same goal as they have. That is the freedom, that is the peace, and this is done by a group of women. So when I came, immediately I came a member. I went home about 3 or 4 years ago, and I wanted to start a branch of WILF in Iran. But look at the name, Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. All of them are damned in Iran.
Sometimes you just have to hope that you're doing the right thing. And you can't say, oh, there aren't going to be enough people come out for this demonstration, or nobody pays any attention to us. You just, and that's the wonderful thing about WILF. It keeps you hopeful.
We don't just narrow in on one area. We don't just do anti-war work, but we make all the connections. And I think that's what I love the most about being involved in WILF.
How would you describe the sort of the norm of a WILF woman? What sort of characteristics do you think we all have? Sharon?
Well, many of them now are professional women, teachers, or they have been teachers. But they're able to encompass all these issues. They don't get excited about only one issue. They will disarmament, health care, reproductive health, civil rights. We cover so much, such a rainbow of subjects.
WILF allowed me to be able to make a contribution to the region that I live in, but also to many other people. It's an organization that makes a difference for absolute total strangers. They'll never know that it's WILF.
It was primarily the peace issue that concerned me, and I saw WILF as an organization that I would feel at home in, and that people would work together in. And it certainly proved to be that. We went to all of the peace marches in San Francisco, and there were many of them at that time.
A lot of the people who got started in WILF were concerned about the Korean War, World War II, the rise of fascism, and World War I is how WILF got started. We've been concerned about wars forevermore.
I think what really most impressed me about the organization was its feminist principles and its relational commitment to organizing around connection. So at the heart of the political work was this commitment to building strong, positive relationships between women, between each other in the political work that we did. and really understanding that if we didn't deal with or care about how we related to each other, we couldn't possibly shift the world in ways that we wanted it to turn. It's not that we have to make ourselves perfect before we can engage with issues outside of ourselves, but we have to work on both, in both inner and outer at the same time. There's a tension between the two. But the experience that I had with WILF as a new member was that people really cared about connecting with me personally and involving me personally in a way that allowed me to join collectively around an issue that might not be so local at the moment, but that had significant importance for communities around the world. So that's something that I think we need to continue to work on. It's a dynamic process, but unless we are relationally active, we cannot expect to be successful in changing the world. It's a little bit like Gandhi's saying about be the peace that you want to be in the world, be the peace that you want to see in the world. And it really does work that way, and it's what I found to be really true in my days of being very active and involved with WILF.
Well, I was on the Jane Addams Peace Association board myself for quite a while, and of course on the WILF board. And I do know how very careful we have to be about our money. But when a bequest comes in, then we can say, oh, we can do the women's budget now, or we can do this particular conference. It's something that we have planned, but we just don't have the money for. And then we get notified by the Jane Addams Peace Association that we have a certain amount of the bequest that we can use. And that's a wonderful feeling for a WILPF board, when there are things you wanted to do and suddenly there it is.
We're not done yet, and we need the money to carry on the struggle. If we don't prevail, the world will come to an end. You could look at our 95-year history and say, so what have you accomplished? And in terms of ending war, we haven't succeeded. But what if we hadn't tried? How much wouldn't we have?
I'm hoping that those with a proper income will decide that they want to give to JAPA as a bequest.
I actually like the idea of people giving money to WILPF while they're alive, and I do.
I did find the kind of association of women that is really needed for supporting the issues of the world, peace, concern about all the people that live on the earth, fairness, justice. And WILF was a wonderful place for that.
Personally, I'd like to see WILF continue, get stronger, reach more people, do even more of the hard work that's ahead of us. And to do that, we need your help. We need help from everyone. We want to create a WILF for the future. As much as many of us who've been activists would like to think that we're going to solve all these problems in our lifetime, we're not. And we're still going to have many issues ahead of us that have to do with peace and justice and freedom and making the world a better place. And we need your help to do it. We need you to contribute to the legacy. We need you to contribute to WILF to help WILF continue so that we can continue this hard and needed and satisfying work.
The importance of WILF is to empower people, to empower women, to empower young people. That is our gift for the generations to come, and we have to make sure that it continues. If we don't leave that legacy, then WILF will go on, going from year to year, wondering if it has enough money. We should not be worrying about the money. We should be worrying about changing the world. Leave a legacy.
So if you agree with WILF's mission and the kind of work we do and the multi-issue richness of our work and history and young women coming up into this WILF world, I urge you to make a legacy for future generations of WILF so that we do go on, but our work is not finished. I hope a future generation will be able to say it is. But give as much as you can in as many ways as you can, and know that you're doing it for both present and future WILF work.
Activism that is not connected to a deeper understanding of the way the world works will never be truly effective. WILF connects both the core problems of society with the immediate ways to make change. And that is the reason that WILF, unlike any other organization, is the place to do real action.
So we are now in a moment in history, a very poignant moment, where we have shifted in our ways of living on this planet. We no longer live on the earth that we were born into. We are now living on a different planet, ecologically and environmentally. And perhaps more now more than any other time in human history, we need the support of everyone to continue this work of waking us up, of really waking human beings up in a way that allows a shift in consciousness, a shift in ways of living on this planet to change. And that takes resources. It takes human resources, it takes financial resources. And I can't think of a better organization to contribute to than WILF, to give women like myself an opportunity to wake up, to become more conscious and more educated and more informed, to become a wise keeper in our old age of the traditions and the ways of interacting and relating that gives us a chance to really shift the world, as one great American woman said, to turn the world right side up again. So I invite you to leave a legacy to the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom.